Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, Maji, can somebody start reading the sloka, translation and purport? Take turns.
Yeah, Suma Mataji, you can call out the names.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anusuya Mataji, you can read the shloka. Mataji, Divya Mataji, you can read the translation. Hare Krishna. Purport also, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Swati Mataji, you can read the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranams.
No.
Naradastadpupakarya ज्ञात्वा तस्या चिकीर्षितं स्पृष्ट्वा बुद्ध्यानि अधज्ञेन पाणिना प्राह विस्मितः. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Narada overheard this news, and understanding all the activities of Dhruva Maharaja, he was struck with wonder. He approached Dhruva and touched the boy, touching the boy's head with his all virtuous hand. He spoke as follows. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When Dhruva Maharaj was talking with his mother Suniti of all the incidents that had taken place in the palace, Narada was not present. Thus the question may be raised how Narada overheard all these topics. The answer is that Narada is Trikalagna. He is so powerful that he can understand the past, future and present of everyone's heart, just like the super soul. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, after understanding the strong determination of Dhruva Maharaj, Narada Muni came to help him. It may be explained in this way. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is present in everyone's heart as soon as he understands that a living entity is serious about entering devotional service. He sends his representative. In this way, Narada was sent to the Dhruva Maharaj. This is explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Ratha Bija. By the grace of the spiritual master and Krishna, one can enter into devotional service. Because of Dhruva Maharaja's determination, Krishna, the super soul, immediately sent his representative Narada to initiate him. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you much. Hare Krishna. Next.
Hare Krishna. Chandana Mataji, you can read the shloka. Prashanti Mataji, you can read the translation. Barnali Mataji, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranams. Text 26. Aho teja kshatriyanam manabhangam amrishyatam balo apyayam hrida dhatte yat samatur asadvachaha. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. How wonderful are the powerful Kshatriyas. They cannot tolerate even a slight infringement upon their prestige. Just imagine this boy is only a small child, yet harsh words from his stepmother proved unbearable to him. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji, Matajis. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The qualifications of the Kshatriyas are described in Bhagavad Gita. Two important qualifications are to have a sense of prestige and not to flee from the battle. It appears that the Kshatriya blood within the body of Dhruva Maharaj was naturally very active. If the Brahmanical Kshatriya or a Vaishya culture is maintained in a family, naturally the sons and grandsons inherit the spirit of the particular class. Therefore, according to the Vedic system of samskara, or the reformatory system is maintained very rigidly. If one fails to observe the reformatory measures current in the family, one is immediately regretted to a lower standard of life. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji's Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vrishabhanu Mataji, you can read the shloka and translation, Mataji. I'll read the purport. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I'll read the shloka then. नारद उवाच नाधुनापि अवमानं ते सम्मानं वापि पुत्रक लक्षयामः कुमारस्य सक्तस्य क्रीडानादिषु। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Narada told Dhruva, my dear boy, you are only a little boy whose attachment is to sports and other frivolities. Why are you so affected by words insulting your honor? Purport by Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Ordinarily, if a child rebuked as a rascal or fool, he smiles and does not take such insulting words very seriously. Similarly, if words of honors are offered, he does not appreciate them. But in the case of Dhruva Maharaj, the Kshatriya spirit was so strong that he could not tolerate a slight insult from his stepmother, which injured his Kshatriya prestige. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Ansuya Mataji, you can read the shloka. Ramakrishna Prabhu, you can read the translation, and Shobha Mataji, you can read the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. विकल्पे विद्यमाने पीडहस्य दोषहेतवः पुंसो मोहमृते पिण्डाय लोके निजकर्मभिः। Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Please mute Mataji. Hare Krishna. Sorry.
Hare Krishna. 1 minute, Mataji. Actually, I'm seeing Telugu test here instead of English test.
Prabhuji. Shobha Mataji, you can read the translation by then. Hare Krishna. You can read the purport.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji and Mataji's translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Dhurva, if you feel that your sense of honor has been insulted, you still have no cause for dissatisfaction. This kind of dissatisfaction is another feature of the illusionary energy. Every living entity is controlled by his previous actions, and therefore there are different varieties of life for enjoying or suffering. Haribol, Dandavat Prabhuji, thank you.
You can Prabhuji now.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I read? Because I'm not able to respond.
Hare Yes, Mataji.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the Vedas, it is said that the living entity is always uncontaminated and unaffected by material association. The living entity gets different types of material bodies because of his previous fruitive activities. If, however, one understands the philosophy that as a living spirit soul, he has an affinity for neither suffering nor enjoyment, then he is considered to be a liberated person. It is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 18.54, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. When one is actually situated on the transcendental platform, he has nothing for which to lament and nothing for which to hanker. Narada Rishi first of all wanted to impress upon Dhruva Maharaj that he was not only a child, he should not have been affected by the words of insult or honor. And if he was so developed as to understand honor and insult, then this understanding should have been applied in his own life. He should not have known that honor and dishonor are both destined by one's previous act. He should have known that honor and dishonor are both destined only by one's previous actions. Therefore, one should not be sorry or happy under any circumstance. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Ramakrishna Prabhu, want to read Prabhuji shloka? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Just give me.
We can't hear you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Paritushyetatastat tavan matrena paurushaha daivopasaditam yavidvikshe yaviddikshe yavat viksheshwara gadhi buddha.
Ansuya Mataji, you can read the translation. Shilpa Mataji, you can read the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The process of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead is very wonderful. One who is intelligent should accept that process and be satisfied with whatever comes, favorable or unfavorable, by his Supreme Will. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pramnan Prabhuji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Narada instructed Dhruva Maharaj that one should be satisfied in all circumstances. Everyone who is intelligent should know that because of our concept of bodily existence, we are subjected to suffering and enjoyment. One who is in the transcendental position beyond the concept of bodily life is considered to be intelligent. One who is a devotee especially accepts all reverses as gifts of the Supreme Lord. When a devotee is put into distress, he accepts this as God's mercy and offers him repeated obeisances with his body, mind, and intellect. An intelligent person, therefore, should be always satisfied depending on the mercy of the Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So let's see, because it's a very wide, nice slokas, and purports are wonderfully given by Srila Prabhupada. We'll see something related to that. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sarajadam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanutamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhesha Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mishrapadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyadi Pashyata Deshadadini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So these are very nice slokas, wonderful slokas. Before we read or go into the slokas, let's see what is happening. How this story of Dhruva Maharaj has come. So, whose lineage we are seeing right now?
Uttanapada.
Very good, Uttanapada. Okay, so Uttanapada was the son of
Swayambhura Manu.
Very good, Swayambhu Manu. So we are actually seeing the lineage of Swayambhu Manu, and Swayambhu Manu had 5 children, 3 daughters and 2 sons. We already saw the 3 daughters lineage, Prasuti, Akuti and Devuti. And then now comes this Uttanapada lineage. In this one, we have this very important pastime of Dhruva Maharaj. And then later we will hear the pastimes of the lineage of Prithu Maharaj. No, not Prithu Maharaj. Priyavrata Maharaj. Priyavrata Maharaj. Okay. So Priyavrata is another son of Uttanapada. So we'll see that one in the later pastimes. In this pastime, Dhruva Maharaj pastime in the Bhagavatam, Dhruva Maharaj pastime is very, very interesting and very, very important pastime. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to hear repeatedly the pastimes of Dhruva and Prahlad. So Dhruva Maharaj's pastime is very much dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So by hearing it repeatedly, constantly, we can develop some love and devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, and also Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because these topics were very, very dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. So, in this chapter, the chapter entitled, I think, Dhruva Leaves for the Forest. So, in this chapter, if you have seen, maybe whoever spoke the previous slokas must have nicely explained what has happened in the past. Like Dhruva is the son of Uttanapad. So Uttanapad had two wives. What are the names of two wives?
Suniti
and Suruchi. Okay, and Dhruva was the son of
Suniti.
and Suruchi had a son called Uttama. So one time, Uttama was sitting on the lap only a 4 or 5 years old boy. So he also had a like, you know, when generally when one child is sitting, the other child also wants to come and sit. They become very, very possessive. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So the child will become very possessive, and then they also want to sit on the lap of the father, or, you know, if that happens with the mother, they want to sit in the lap of the mother. You know, like that, Dhruva Maharaj had developed a desire to sit on the lap of the father Uttanapad. So he went and he wanted to sit, and he was insulted by Suruchi, and she said that you didn't take birth from my womb. So if you want to sit on the lap of your father, then you should take a birth from my womb. Then only you will be qualified to sit there. You know, but actually, I think you all must have heard and read that Uttanapad did not condemn the wife. You know, because he's also a son. He is also the son of a mother, Suniti, who is married to Uttanapad. But Uttanapad did not condemn Suruchi's action. He became a henpecked husband at the time. It's all the arrangements of the Lord. And then what happened? Dhruva became very, very angry because he was the son of the Kshatriya, and he is also a Kshatriya. The blood which is there in the body of Dhruva is of a Kshatriya's nature. So he became very, very angry, and then he came to the mother. He spoke what has happened. He wanted to take a revenge, but the mother said, "No, you are not supposed to take revenge, because Suniti was a very, very was possessing all the divine qualities, like a Vaishnava. So she was not happy with the attitude of Dhruva, and she instructed Dhruva to go to the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord can only fulfill the desire of getting a planet. That he wanted to have a planet which is bigger than the grandfather, who is actually Brahma. So I want a planet which is bigger than Brahmadev. But Suniti said that you should go to the Supreme Lord only, and he has decided to leave for the forest. Okay, he has decided to leave for the forest. So what happens here? In the text 25. So this was a summary what has happened in the past. Now, in text 25, if you see, Narada Muni overheard this news, and understanding all the activities of Dhruva, he was struck with wonder. He approached Dhruva, and touching the boy's head with his all virtuous hand, he spoke as follows. So what happens here in the purport? Prabhupada writes that, you know, when the discussions were happening between Dhruva and Suniti, that Narada Muni was not there at the place. So there may be a question, generally, naturally a question can come that how Narada overread this topic. Then the answer is that Narada is Trikalanya. Trikalanya means one who can understand the past, present, and the future. Just like the Supreme Lord who is present in everyone's heart. For example, the the super soul who is sitting in our heart and the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, they know the past, they know the present, and they know the future of the conditioned living entity. For example, in the Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna told Arjuna in the 4th chapter that, my dear Arjuna, don't think that I am speaking this knowledge to you right now, but I have already given this knowledge to the sun god Vivaswan. For many millions of years ago, I gave this knowledge to sun god Vivaswan. And then Arjuna had a doubt, which is very, very natural. He asked, oh, my dear Krishna, you and me, we are contemporary. Sorry, excuse me. So we are like, we are contemporaries. How come that that you gave this knowledge to this knowledge to the sun god? Then Krishna told, my dear Arjuna, that we were living all the time. Okay, we are eternal, but I never change my body. That is why I am able to remember the past, the present, and the future. Because for conditioned living entities like us, as soon as we are finished in this body, when this body is finished, whatever that we went through in this life will not be remembered in our next life. Very rarely, by the mercy of the Lord, some people they remember the past. Some people they remember the past, what they went through in their previous life. For example, we can see the story of King Bharat. Yeah, King Bharat has become dear Bharat. The deer was remembering that he was a king. Okay, and what are the activities that he did? He was supposed to get Krishna Prema, but he fell down because of a deer, for attachment to the deer. So then he was remembering all this thing, and the deer from the very beginning was very careful not to associate with any other deers. He was only staying in the kutir of the sages, eating the dry leaves, hearing the katha from the sages. So the deer was very careful. And similarly, when the deer left his body, become Jada, then Jada Bharat was remembering his past 2 lives, that he was a king and then he was a deer, and now he got an opportunity that he got a human form again. So from the very beginning of his life, he was acting as a madman because he was able to remember his past life. So he was very careful not to waste the human form of life. Was very careful, acting as a madman. Internally, he was a very realized person. He understood everything. Okay, but externally he was acting as a madman. So that is what the power of the pure souls, pure devotee. Okay, so sometimes we get this question like, oh Prabhuji, I'm serving my Guru Maharaj. My Guru Maharaj, whether he's pleased or not, that whether I will be, how I will know that my Guru Maharaj is pleased. Yeah. So one time the same question was asked to His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Like one time in Govardhan Eco Village, he gave a class to the brahmacharis there, and then most of the brahmacharis they gathered together, and then they asked this question to Maharaj. And how, Maharaj, we are doing a lot of service, but we don't get to, we don't get much time to directly speak. No, this is very true. Like, for example, your Guru Maharaj in some other city, you never get a chance to meet him. Once in a while, you get a chance to meet him. So the same question was asked by this brahmachari. So he was They were asking, like, how we will know that whether you are pleased or not. So Ishwara Radhanath Swami Maharaj replied, he said that you do your service very sincerely with the intent to give pleasure to Krishna, with an intent to please Krishna, and you have Paramatma in your heart. So the Paramatma will help me to understand whether you are doing the services in the right way with the right intention or not. So by this way, I'll get to know everything, and you will get, I'll become pleased if you are doing a nice service. This is what is the answer of Iswanath Radhanath Swami. So this Trikalanya means one who knows the past, present, and future. So when we do some service, our intention should be pure. Our intention should not to get some puja, labha, pratishtha. Like, we should not have an intention that I should become very, very famous by doing some service, and everybody should recognize me. But unfortunately, this is the nature of the conditioned soul, that we want to get recognitions. But when you come to serve in a congregation, in a temple, in a place where you get some service, you should understand that this service is the mercy of the Guru and Krishna that you are getting it, and you should do it without any proud or without any expectation of recognition. So when we do some service with an expectation to recognition, to get some recognition, then it is not considered very, very nice. Sometimes the devotees, I think a lot of chances that you may fall, because like I think in some of my previous session also I mentioned that we should not become envious about the devotee who is doing very nice service. Actually, we should appreciate them, learn from them, rather we become envious with the devotee. So the Guru and Krishna, they know what is our intention, why we are doing that service, and when we need help, they will send the help. Like, for example, in this case of Dhruva, the Dhruva Maharaja was helpless. Yeah, because the stepmother insulted him, the father did not support him, and the mother Suniti can't help because she was saying that I can't help you, only the Lord can help you, only the Supreme Lord can help you. So Dhruva was in a helpless state, and at the same time he was determined to get the darshan of Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Sri Vishnu or Narayan. So that determination helps one, so that the super soul communicate this to the people and to the right people and get the help from the right people. Let's say, it's like, for example, I was recently hearing this katha from one of the devotee here in Dubai, that he was one second. So he was actually in Tirupati. He went to take darshan of Lord Balaji, and then he went to the temple, and there was no this tickets available, and he was, he did not had any hope that he will take darshan, because that was some election times or something like that. So they stopped all the VIP darshans, all the other darshan, only that general, general queue, or the dharma darshan was there, free darshan was there. All the other VIP darshans were stopped. So he don't know what to do. He was helpless, and then he was praying to the Lord for darshan, and then somebody called him. That is his sister. The sister told that one of my student is there in Tirupati. He is doing some service, so he will help you. And then the student called him and he said, Prabhuji, you don't worry. I have this 10,000 rupees ticket. This, I don't know, you go in front of the Lord, you stand there for maybe a few minutes, and then that you get the arti, you get the tirtha, that's one person you will get, you have to pay 10,000 rupees for that ticket. So then he got the ticket, he went in front of the Lord, he stood there for almost 3-4 minutes in front of the Lord. He got the arti, he got the tirtha, everything of the Lord, he got all the wonderful darshan of the Lord, and then he left the temple. So why I'm sharing this one? From that situation where he thought that he will not have darshan of the Lord, to a situation where he had a blissful darshan. Because if you go in a dharma darshan, you will not have a peaceful darshan. You will be only you will get the darshan of the Lord only for a few seconds, and then you are pushed out, and then you are out of the queue. That's it, finished. So from that situation where he could not see the darshan of the Lord to having a blissful darshan of the Lord sends the help. So here Narada Muni, in the translation, if you see, Narada Muni touched the head of the Durva with his virtuous hand, because Narada Muni is a great devotee, very, very very pure devotee of the Lord, and he was a very, very powerful sage. Anybody who comes in contact with the pure devotee, even for a moment, their lives will become transformed completely. For example, Narada Muni. Can somebody give me examples of Narada Muni coming into contact with some of the people's life and they become a great devotees?
Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Okay, one by one. So, I heard Prahlad. Okay, Durva.
Mrigaladi the hunter.
Very good, Mrihari the hunter. Anyone else? Ratnakar, very good. Who was Ratnakar? Who was Ratnakar later? Valmiki. Yeah, Ratnakar has become Valmiki. Very good. And then?
Vyasadeva, we advised him to know how to write the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay, Vyasadeva. But Vyasadeva himself was already a great devotee, but still, yeah. Anyone else?
Mr. Maharaj.
And Manikriva Prabhuji.
Yeah, this Nalagriva and Manikriva, Nalakwera and Manikriva, that we recently completed our Damodar month. So we always hear this story, right? How that these people, they were so puffed up and they were so proud of their, the bodily qualifications, like the high parentage, power, all these things. If they continue to stay in that way, they will never get Krishna. So Narada Muni has become very, very merciful, and then he voluntarily appeared in that place. He gave the curse, but it was a boon in disguise. And then these two people got the darshan of Lord, wonderful pastimes. When the Lord was performing in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, they were standing as a tree. They got to witness all the wonderful pastimes of the Lord, and also finally they got liberated by the Lord. So Narada Muni, whenever he goes to any person, their lives will be transformed. We know how the Prahlad Maharaj's life was transformed. Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb of Hiranyakashipu's wife. Kayadu's womb. And Hiranyakashipu, but that Indra was planning to kill the son in the womb of Kayadu, because he thought he will be a great demon, because Hiranyakashipu's son means Hiranyakashipu was a great demon. But then if this son comes out, then he will give us problem again. So we should kill him in the womb only. And then Narada Muni said, no, you cannot kill. So he gave shelter to Kayadu, and the Kayadu was taken to the hermitage of Narada Muni, and Narada Muni instructed Prahlad in the womb. And when Prahlad was born, he was already a great soul. He was already a great devotee. And for Prahlad, Lord has to take a special incarnation as a Narsingadev to protect him. So how Narada Muni's life has transformed so many people. so many pastimes of Naradji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Even the four Kumaras were advised by Narada Muni, sort of, not to increase the progeny, for which Daksha got angry with him and he cursed him. Can we consider that also?
That is not Narada Muni. That's not the four Kumaras. That they were the sons of the Dakshas. I think it will come in the later campus.
Okay.
Sons of Daksha. First he created some 10,000 sons.
Are they Prachetas?
Yes,
No,
Prachetas.
I think I'm not sure. I think this Daksha will curse actually. That Daksha who was killed in that one, he gets again. He becomes a Prajapati again. So he only creates so many sons, and then the first, I think he will create a batch of son, and then they will become. They will take to sannyasa by. I think Daksha, I may be wrong, but this is what I remember, that you cannot, you will become chanchala, like you cannot stay in one place. That you cannot stay in one place.
Yes, it was
that you
Daksha.
will.
He was cursed.
Yeah, that's. So he was cursed by Daksha that you cannot stay in one place, and that boon has become that curse has become a boon to Naradaji, because great soul doesn't worry about the curse of anyone. They take the curse as a mercy of the Lord, and then they wander. Like Narada Muni started wandering the whole world, the whole universe, giving his mercy, giving Krishna to everyone, whoever maybe sometimes they are not qualified also. He was giving Krishna's mercy. So like that, there are so many things that we can discuss. But if you see, we all are in the lineage of Narada Muni. We are in the same sampradaya of Naradaji, right? Brahma to Krishna to Brahma, Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa to Madhvacharya. Then we know this whole lineage, and then we know this Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and then Srila Prabhupada, and then our own gurus. They all are in the same sampradaya. And what is the mood? They carry the same mood. What is the mood? To distribute Krishna to everyone. You can see the example of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada exactly carried the mood of Narada Muni. That he was giving Krishna even to the unqualified people in the Western world. Even not only the Western world, like even in India, there's so many people, they are not interested in taking up to spiritual life. But Srila Prabhupada was very, very, very merciful, and he was giving all the mercy of Krishna to anyone and everyone without any discrimination, and spreading the message of Lord Shri Krishna. And you can see even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah. Narada Muni's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming in the same lineage of Narada Muni, right? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he did, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you read that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activity of giving Krishna prema to anyone and everyone was not done by any other incarnation. Like, there are so many incarnations of the Lord, that none of the other incarnation has done this, but Mahaprabhu has done this. Why? Because he was compassionate. He was carrying the mood of Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani has the mood, not like whenever she sees that conditioned soul are suffering in the material world, she becomes overwhelmed with the compassion. And that mood was taken by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's why he was not discriminating anyone. Even Jedi Madai was delivered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What to speak of us, So if we take to Krishna consciousness and become very serious, definitely we will get the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Narada Muni, and also our Lord Sri Krishna. Okay, so that is why in the same purport, Prabhupada writes that whenever we are in trouble or whenever we need help, then the super soul arranges for help, like how Krishna arranged the help of Narada Muni coming and meeting Dhruva. Personally, you know, Narada Muni voluntarily came to help Dhruva. But it is not a coincidence, it is the arrangement of the Lord. The Lord wanted, like how, for example, when Parikshit Maharaj, like he was supposed to leave his body in 7 days, then the Lord arranged the Sukadeva Goswami to come there and speak the Bhagavad Gita. So the Lord will arrange help. He will send the help. Sometimes he comes personally. Sometimes he arranges, he sends his representative. So here Narada Muni is a representative, and he came to instruct Narada Muni, instruct Dhruva. And Prabhupada writes in the book, but it is explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhaktilata Bija. So this is a very wonderful sloka. If, you know, most of you know that. Brahmanda Pramite Kone Bhakivan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. Like for example, we all are wandering in the 3D universe. Like, you know, how we go up and down. Na Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartina Arjuna. Like like a ferry wheel. Sometimes you are up, sometimes you are down. Sometimes we are in the human body. Sometimes we go to the Devatas planet. Sometimes we in the Patal Lok. Sometimes we are in the animal body. Like this, we are going through so many things. But who can get Krishna? Who can get the devotion service to the Supreme Lord? Only one who gets the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Only you will get the seed of Bhakti if you get the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Krishna's mercy is coming through Guru. So that is why, you know, association of the Guru, accepting a Guru, taking initiation from a Guru is very, very important in our devotional service. By the grace of Krishna and the spiritual master, only one can enter devotional service. So we all may think that, oh, I am in Krishna. So there's so many people in Krishna consciousness, you know. But we should understand, out of billions of people wandering in this world, like, you know, we can see when you go out, step out of your house, maybe in your colony, in your apartment, or in your area, you see thousands and thousands of people. They are not getting Krishna consciousness, but you got Krishna consciousness. You get to hear about Krishna. You are getting a chance to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. You are getting a chance to serve the Supreme Lord in the temple. Sometimes you make garlands, sometimes you do some other services for the pleasure of the Lord. Why you are getting this? Because you got the mercy of Krishna and the Guru. Otherwise, it is not possible for someone to get. That's why that sloka says, you know, Brahmanda Brahmite Kone, like, you know, there's so many millions and millions of jivas are wandering in the universe. Brahmanda Brahmite Kone, Bhagyavan Jiva. Who is that most fortunate person? Who gets the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So it is very, very important that don't think that we got a chance to associate with the devotees. We got a chance to hear Krishna Katha. We got a chance to hear Harinam, chant Harinam is by my own endeavor or by my own, luck. Or you don't think that, oh, everybody is getting, I also got it. You know, my neighbors, all of them are in Krishna consciousness. I also got it because everybody is getting it. It's what a big deal about it. If you think that way, then we are not going to protect the seed that what you got. You know, you may lose the seed of bhakti. So if you think, you know, you got the seed of bhakti, and if you protect it, you think it's very, very valuable. It's very, very important for me. I got this as a mercy of the Guru and Krishna and the mercy of Vaishnavas. Then you will protect the seed, and you will this seed will transform into a sapling. Then it will become a big what is that? What do you call that? A creeper which pierces this whole universe, pierces the Brahmanda, and then it will attain the lotus feet of Supreme Lord in Golok Vrindavan. So that is a very, very important thing in this purport, that when you are determined that you had something in your heart to serve the Lord, so the Lord has arranged the help, and then that is the reason why you are sitting here. It is not a coincidence, not by chance, not by luck, not by your own endeavor, that you had some determination to please Krishna, and Krishna has arranged the help for you to hear Krishna Katha and to associate with the devotees, to be in the sadhu sangha. Okay, so that is the reason. I'm taking a lot of time on this because this purport is very, very important. Like how Narada Muni got a chance, Durva got a chance to associate with Narada Muni, and Narada Muni initiated him, right? Narada Muni gave the mantra to attain the Supreme Lord, and you will see this in the later. And and Durva was chanting this mantra, and within a very short period time, I think 5 or 6 months time, that Durva attained the Supreme Lord. The Lord appeared in front of him and gave the boon that Durva Maharaj wanted. So that is this purport of 25. So let's go to 26. Okay. 26. That Narada Muni, was thinking how wonderful all the powerful Kshatriyas. They cannot tolerate even a slight infringement upon their prestige. Just imagine, this boy is only a small child, yet harsh words from his stepmother proved unbearable to him. Prabhupada writes in the purport that the Kshatriyas has some qualification. This qualification was described in the Bhagavad Gita 18.43. Okay, and out of this, the Kshatriyas qualification, 2 important qualifications are prestige and not to flee from the battle. Okay, one is it is in the 18.43. It says that I'm just reading the translation. Okay, heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. Like, they are very much determination. They have the determination. They have the power. They have the if their prestige is insulted, if they are insulted, they could not tolerate it. We have some examples. Even in the Bhagavad Gita beginning, Krishna tells Arjuna, because Arjuna wanted to run away from the battle, right? He don't want to fight. And Krishna says that dishonor is worse than death, Arjuna. If you run away from the battle, then all the people will tell that you ran away because out of fear. And that dishonor, because everybody will talk bad about you. That dishonor is worse than death. So you fight. You are a Kshatriya, you have to fight. So he was telling this in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, if you all remember. And then similarly, when Narada, when Kshatriya was, who was that? The son of Dronacharya, son of Dronacharya, Ashwatthama. When Ashwatthama was arrested, that Krishna wanted to kill, but Draupadi doesn't want him to kill. Then now Arjuna was in a fix. He don't know what to do because he has to please the wife as well as please Krishna's words, because Krishna's desire is to kill Ashwatthama. But Arjuna was very, very intelligent. If you read that purport, Prabhupada says that Arjuna was very intelligent. That because he took a vow, right? He gave some words that he will kill Ashwatthama, and then he will stand on the head of Ashwatthama, and then he will take bath. This was told by Arjuna to Draupadi. Now he has to fulfill his words. He has to please Krishna. He has to please Draupadi also, because Draupadi doesn't want Arjuna to kill Ashwatthama, because she became very, very compassionate as a woman, as a Vaishnava. She became very, very compassionate. So then Arjuna was very, very intelligent. What he did, he shaved the head and he removed the money, that some jewel that he had. and he removed it, and then he let him go. And in the purport, Prabhupada writes that dishonor is worse than death for a Kshatriya. Like, you don't have to kill. Similarly, when Krishna captured, when Krishna kidnapped Rukmani, when there was a fight between Krishna and all the warriors, the Kshatriyas, that Rukmini, he also came chasing, the brother of Rukmini. So he was caught, arrested by Krishna, but Krishna didn't kill because, at the end of the day, he was the brother-in-law of Krishna, so he doesn't want to kill. But he just shaved his head, he dishonored him and let him go. So for the Kshatriya, the dishonor is worse than death. And then the second thing is, they never run away from the battlefield. So seeing that, these are the qualities of the Kshatriyas. Nowadays it is very, very difficult to see Kshatriyas with that kind of spirit. And generally, Prabhupada writes in the purport, if anybody comes in the Brahmanical, Kshatriya and Vaishya family, they will naturally develop that spirit. For example, a Brahmana who has a son, generally that son develops the Brahmanical qualities. Okay, and a Kshatriya comes, sons comes in the Kshatriya family, they also naturally develop that one. And Vaishya, like the business people, you see the daughter and the sons in the business family, they always do business. Okay, so this is because of samskaras. But nowadays, nobody is following the samskaras. There are so many samskaras which are not followed nowadays in this Kali Yuga. So because of that reason, what is happening? That reformatory system is not followed. What happens? They all are degraded. Like in the Kali Yuga, most of the people born in the Brahmanical family are also doing all the Shudra activities. Say, for example, nowadays where you see Brahmana. Brahmana means only they have to preach, they have to study Vedas, preach, they have to live by alms. Who's doing like that? Nowadays nobody is doing like that. So it is very difficult to see such a wonderful or a pure Brahmana with the pure Brahmanical qualities. Like the moment you are getting salary, and you do the whole month you work, and you are waiting for a salary at the end of the month. Like first of every month I get paid. Oh, I'm become happy because I'm getting paid. That means it's not Brahmanical. Even though you are Brahmana, but you are doing such work, you are not a Brahmana. You are like a Sudra only, because Sudra only work for others and get paid from the master. So let's go to 27. So then the Nardavan, he started speaking to Durva. So he was saying, hey, my dear Durva, you are only a small boy. Yeah. Generally the boys are like, I have my son, he is 10 years old. He's always, attached to the ball. Like, you always, like even at the home, he can't stop kicking the ball. Like he has a football, he always kicks the ball. Like I tell him many times, don't kick the ball, inside the house, you're supposed to play outside. But the boys are generally attached to playing. Like, my son is 10 years old, he's still playing, he's kicking the ball. What to speak of this 5-year-old boy, Durva? He is, like mostly the boys, they are interested in sports and other activities, that gives pleasure for them. That the Anandamuni was saying, like, hey, you are a small boy, you are supposed to play and enjoy. But why you become affected by the words of your mother, your stepmother, Surichi? You should not become affected. So basically, Nardamuni was saying, don't become affected, just go back to the palace. You're a small boy, out of your pride, prestige, that you came out of the palace to the forest to take darshan of the Supreme Lord. But it's okay, you don't have to worry about that, you can go back. Prabhupada writes in the purport, like, sometimes when we chastise the small children, they don't feel offended. Yeah, they will smile, they will try to pacify you. They want to cuddle you. They want to try to come and make friends with you again. They don't worry about what you spoke to them. And that Dhruva was like that. He was just a 5-year-old boy. He should not have become affected by the words, but because he was a Kshatriya, he could not tolerate. The blood which was there in the body of the Dhruva is from the Kshatriya. So he could not tolerate it. So that's the reason why he became very, very angry, upset in that situation. Let's go to 28. Okay, then he said, my dear Dhruva, if you feel, you feel that your sense of honor has been insulted, you still have no cause for dissatisfaction. Okay, so you don't have to become dissatisfied. Actually, he's saying now, before he said you are a small boy, you go back home, no, nothing wrong, you just came out of anger. Sometimes our children also become angry, they go out of the home, and after some time they don't know where to go, they will come back, right? Sometimes they will stand outside the house only, they will not go anywhere, they will just stand outside the house for 1 hour and then they will come back when they are hungry. So Narada Muni was telling, he told like that in the previous sloka. Now in this sloka, he is telling the more knowledge. He is telling that even if you are affected, you should not become dissatisfied, because this is because of the illusory energy. Every living entity is controlled by the illusory energy of the Lord. Okay, then therefore there are different varieties of life for enjoying or suffering. So he's saying you should not become affected by enjoyment or suffering. So Prabhupada in the purport is writing, is saying that Prabhupada quotes that Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma sloka from Bhagavad Gita. So a person who has attained pure love for Krishna does not care what's happening. They don't care about they will not have a natural liking for enjoyment and suffering. They will think that both are coming just because of the Lord. They are completely surrendered to the Lord. They don't consider, they don't discriminate. Like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Matras prasastu kauntaya sritosna sukha. It's like one should tolerate happiness and distress. Both one should tolerate. So Narada Muni is now telling that knowledge. He's giving that knowledge. Don't become affected, my dear boy. This is because of the illusory energy. You should become like a Prasannatma, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. You should not discriminate between enjoyment and suffering. You should not discriminate between honor and dishonor. Okay, and all this happening because of one's previous activities. So that is what was told by Narada Muni. And then he says the process of the Supreme Personality of God in 29 is very wonderful. One who is intelligent should accept the process and be satisfied with whatever comes favorable or unfavorable by his supreme will. Now he is giving more knowledge. He is saying that everything happens by the will of the Lord. You should not become affected. Like Suruchi insulted you. This is because the Lord wanted that. So you should not become affected by this. So you should maintain equanimity. Like you should not think, oh, I'm insulted now I'm getting honored. So you should see honor and the dishonor both same. Okay, like like Mahaprabhu says, no, so one should tolerate. So Narada Muni is telling Dhruva that don't worry, this is because of the will of the Lord. Don't become affected by it. Become tolerant. Accept this unfavorable and all the favorable situation as the mercy of the Lord. So in the purport, Prabhupada writes that when a devotee is put into his distress, he accepts it as his God's mercy and offers him repeated obeisances with his body, mind, and intellect. Okay, so that's very, very important. When we go through something and there was some distress in our life, many people give up Krishna consciousness. They think, oh, what is this? I'm a devotee, I'm chanting for 3 years. Why I am going through this suffering? Okay. So we all know how devotees of the Lord went through so much suffering. Can somebody give some suffering that went through and they took it as a mercy of the Lord? I'm going to finish in 2 minutes.
And Prahlad Maharaj.
Kunti Maharani.
Maharani, Kunti
We went
Maharani.
through so much. We went through so much, but Prahlad Maharaj never, gave up Krishna consciousness.
Kunti Maharani.
Kunti Maharani, she suffered a lot.
From
But
Pandavas.
she's
Only
praying
Pandavas.
in the Kunti prayers. Kunti Maharani is praying that please give me that the distress again and again so that I can remember you. We are not praying like that, right? When we have small distress in our life, we immediately give up chanting. We stop chanting. Oh, I can't chant. I'm going through so much. But Kunti Maharani is praying, give me again and again. We can see the life of Parikshit Maharaj. That Parikshit Maharaj could have counteracted the curse, but he did not do that. He thought this is the mercy of the Lord. Let me go through this curse. Let me give up my body in 7 days. Like there's so many devotees, this Arjuna, that the Pandavas, they went through so much, but they always seeking shelter of Lord Shri Krishna. We never saw in the ancient days that they have given up the shelter of Krishna. They consulted some, the psychiatrist that I'm going through. They went through some psychologist and they said, oh, I have this problem. Please help me. Then the psychologist was hearing and counseling them and then giving some medicines. We never see this in the scriptures. Whenever the devotees went through some problem, they always took shelter of Krishna. We can see in the own life of our Prabhupada. When Prabhupada was tested by Krishna so much, right? That he lost everything. Whatever the wealth that he had, he lost everything. And he lost his family. He gave up his family. No, family is not interested. Family is not supporting. He gave up the family also. He lost everything.
Lost his
But
business
Prabhupada
also.
Yeah, that's what
Lost
he's
his
saying.
business.
He lost his business, he lost his wealth, he lost everything. He lost his family, he gave up everything. Then he took shelter of Krishna only. And then Krishna gave him everything again. Like, he built 108 temple. But Prabhupada became all over the world. Famously, he became very famous all over the world. But Prabhupada is never affected in both the situations. He was not affected when he lost everything. And Prabhupada was not becoming puffed up when he had everything. So that is the devotee's attitude. For example, when Devaki and who's that? Vasudev, they gave birth to Krishna, right? And then immediately Krishna left them. And they were staying in the jail. They were in the prison house for almost 10, 11 years. Krishna came and released them after 10 or 11th year only. He came to Mathura and killed Kamsa, released Devaki and Vasudeva from the prison. So they suffered a lot. What to speak of us? They are the parents of Krishna. They suffered for 10, 11 years in the jail for no reason. But we think that, oh, I am a devotee now. I am chanting 16 rounds for the past 1 year. Why I have to go through this suffering? And become very much affected when we see even a minor reversal in our life. So the devotee attitude is that when we go through some distress, we have to accept this as a mercy of the Lord and go through it, deal with it. Okay. So I think we are about the time. I'll stop here. So we covered from 25 to 29, 4th canto, 8th chapter, 25 to 29. I'll stop here. I'll take a couple of questions. If anybody has any questions, please ask.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Ram Krishna Prabhu.
No, Mataji, it
Suma
was
Mataji. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Suma Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Prabhuji, almost in all classes, we tend to hear that Bharat Maharaj's story, Prabhuji. I mean, pastime. So why it has lot of learning for us. Like he fell from bhakti in the stage of bhava. And anartha nivritti is a step before that, Prabhuji. So I just wanted to know what are the anarthas, Prabhuji, because after going to the stage of bhava, if one falls down, so because of the attachment, I just want to know, is attachment not a anartha, Prabhuji? Please clarify, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Correct. See, anartha, attachment is not an anartha. See, Maya Devi is very, very strong. The Maya Devi is personally testing us till that we get Krishna. So that is why one should not become complacent when we are practicing devotional service. We cannot become complacent. Oh, I'm practicing this for 20 years. I know everything. Like now I can, do everything on my own. No. One should always take shelter of the pure devotee. One should always be in the sangha of the devotee. And one should try to improve their devotional service. One should never think that now I have learned everything. That's not the case in the story of Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj was a pure devotee. He was there, he has attained Bhava. But what happened? That he fell because of his compassion. Like, for example, we have, that for us, Maya attacks through our anger. Like, we become angry, we become greedy, we become envious, because we have all this in our heart, right? So these are the different anarthas. But the Bharat Maharaj did not have any of these things, but he had compassion for the other living entities. So that potency of the Lord Maya attacked him through that compassion. That he had compassion. So let me create a situation that he became attached to the deer. So it is not that he had anarthas, but the Lord keep sending or testing his pure devotees. Like just now, as I mentioned, like Devaki, Nanda Maharaj, they were put into the prison house for 10, 11 years, although they were the Lord's father and mother. So like that, there will be a lot of tests which will come. Like for example, we always hear this story, right? Like we always hear this Prabhupada's analogy that Maya, for the normal people, like for those who are materialists, the Maya works only 24 hours. But for a devotee, Maya works 27 hours. Maya puts a special glance on the devotees. Why? Because we are like a criminal who are trying to escape the prison house. So like when you are in a prison house, the prison, there are thousands of criminals, but like 999 criminals are happy inside the jail. They are eating their food, they are getting some work they have to do, they have recreation in the jail. They get the time, they get food, they are happy living there, they don't care. But there may be one criminal who want to escape the jail because he understood that this is not my place. Outside is much better. So then he has to escape. So he's trying to escape. Then the prison warden, he will catch and they will put him in the very miserable condition. Like he may be sent to some dark cell. He may be under continuous monitoring by the gods, like that. So similarly, we all are like that. So we should always take to Krishna consciousness more seriously, associate with the devotees whenever there is an opportunity. Don't take the Vaishnava Sangha as granted. Don't think that is one of the reasons why Bharat Maharaj fell from his position, that he did not have the association of the devotees. He was in a secluded place in the forest. So we should take shelter of the devotees, be in the Sangha as much as possible, get guidance, advice from them when there is a reversal happening in your life. When that one of the instruction of Rupa Goswami, I forgot this sloka, like reveal your mind to the devotee when you go through some problems. Like there will be somebody who can help you, where you can closely associate, reveal your mind, the problems that you have. That then you should speak to the devotee, get help from. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we are told to be compassionate, no, Prabhuji, towards all living entities. Why I'm asking this question again and again is I'm going through the same problems, Prabhuji. Because we have a dog and and there is a separate house for that, and it is living there. But since it's winter, it's too cold. It has started coming inside the house, so I'm letting in that dog inside. So always I think of Bharata Maharaj's pastime, Prabhuji. So where will this compassion? I mean,
compassion. That's what, as I mentioned, We should have compassion to the extent that what we can go through, because we all are in a difference. Like I think in some of the other class I told you, right? That like when like Krishna consciousness is like a kabaddi game. Like if you are strong, you go to the other side, you can pull everybody and come, like what Prabhupada has done. But if you are not strong enough, you just stay there for a while, kabaddi, 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 and then you come back. Yeah, because you are not strong enough. So like that, you should know to an extent how much I can give compassion. That should not cost your Krishna consciousness. Do you understand?
Yes.
Like as like it is recommended not to have dogs for a Krishna conscious house. But if you still have, it is necessary for you, then you can keep them outside. But the dogs, the animals' body is designed that they can live in a condition where whether it is cold or hot. They don't need an air conditioned thing, and they don't need this like the God's design is better than anyone else. Like how our body is designed, similarly the dogs also designed in a certain way. So but as I mentioned, it is not recommended to have dogs in the house where you have deities, where you are cooking for the Lord, because the dog's hair may fall in the boga. That's all not recommended. But if you have it, you cannot now chase it out. You cannot do anything as long as you try to keep it out of the house as much as possible.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Because in every step, Maya's tests are going to be.
See, when Krishna says, no, like whatever that you remember at the time of your death, you will get that form. For example, there's some people, they left will for the dog. They die. Some business people. I'm not against them, but I'm saying that when they die, they're thinking of about their dog. Yeah, but Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that you will attain a form that you are remembering at the time of your death. So when you're thinking about the dog and writing will for the dog at the time of your death, what conscious you will have in your next life? It's only Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We have to have attachment for the devotee association, no, Prabhuji. That is
Yeah,
only.
yeah. You can be compassionate to everyone, even including the dog, but not to the extent that it costs your Krishna consciousness.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Pranams to Hare Krishna.
Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, wonderful explanation. My question is related to samskara. Now, supposing a businessman has a son who becomes a doctor, and then he's working in a hospital, is he considered a Vaishya or Shudra? Because he's not following his father's profession.
Okay. In the Kali Yuga, everybody is a Shudra only. Kalo Shudra Sambhava. It is told in the Bhagavatam that it Kalo Shudra Sambhava. There is no pure Vaishya, there is no Shudras. Okay, I'll ask you this question back. I think you may answer this. What is as per the scriptures, who is considered a Vaishya? What are the business they do?
Business people are considered, no, Vaishya.
Not every business people are considered Vaishya.
No, Shudra and Vaishya, business people.
Sorry?
Farming, Gorakshana, Prabhuji.
Only farming and go protection. That's it. This is the duty of a Vaishyas. The Vaishyas won't do trading, though they won't do stock markets. They don't do, gold and the jewels.
I understood.
So Vaishya means only they are doing cow protection. They have a farm. They will milk the cow. They will, distribute the milk, and then they will grow their own products. They will keep whatever is required for them, and then they will pay the tax to the king, and then whatever is there, they will distribute to the other people. So this is what is a Vaishya.
Yeah, because that's connected to Krishna consciousness. Yeah.
So the Vaishya means that is the definition. But those who are doing business are not considered Vaishyas in the modern days. So anybody who is coming in that this one is also considered to be a Shudra.
Shudra, yeah. Okay, thank you.
For example, if somebody, a businessman, son becomes a doctor, and the doctor goes to the clinic, he works and he gets paid for it, right? He works in a hospital. At the end of the day, he gets paid for it. That's basically a Shudra job.
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Maybe a little respected Shudra job. That's it. That if there are any doctors, don't get offended. I'm not talking particularly about any other.
I just asked Prabhuji. Just
I'm also a Shudra, right? Because I'm living in Dubai. I'm working for a company. At the end of the month, I'm getting a salary paid by the company. So that is why Like, you know, that there's some Maharaj, like particularly Bhakti Goswami Maharaj, he don't give second initiation to anyone if they are working. They have to dedicate their full time to not Brahminical initiation. Sorry, Brahminical initiation. He gives Brahminical initiation only to those who dedicated their life full time, either in a temple or, you know, in preaching, like that. If somebody is working and they want Brahminical initiation, Maharaj says no. So
Which
that is
Bhakti
the
Vikas Maharaj? Bhakti Vikas Maharaj?
Yeah,
Oh, really? I
yeah.
didn't know that.
So like that, you know, that is what is the right way. You know, that is what is Brahmana means.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Shilpa Mataji, last question.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Pranam Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is the two things. One is that how do we understand this? Everything happened at the time of creation, Prabhuji. And still at that time, we get to know that during Kali Yuga, by the time Kali Yuga came, all the three legs were gone. But in the Satyug time, I understand this as Satyug time, all the four legs were there and strong. Then how did such things happen? What Suruchi did to Dhruva? And also when Brahma, the further creation, the greed, anger, falsity, everything was born at the time of creation only. So how do we understand this, Prabhu? Hare Krishna?
So this I'll try to answer to the best of my knowledge. Okay. So the first thing is when Brahma created, everything was created. Like, you know, that time when Brahma created, that is this all the anger, greed, everything was there. If you read that second canto, how the creation was happening, you will see all the thing. But those who are in the Kali Yuga, those who were in the Satya Yuga had a higher chance of going back to Godhead. Okay, because that time the virtue and everything was were very, very high. All the four legs, like, you know, you won't see people, you know, with all the other many anarthas. But still, there were some people with these kind of qualities, because it is meant to be there. Because, like for example, you will hardly see people like this. But in the Kali Yuga, you will see only people like this. Like, people are very greedy, they are very, very envious. They get.
With the geezer on, since one is on.
Sorry, Maji, I couldn't get it. So all the anarthas were there, existing at that from that time only. Like, for example, when Vyasadeva was sitting and meditating, he saw the Lord and also he saw the illusory energy of the Lord, right? That he both, and he saw how the illusory energy is torturing the conditioned soul, and then he became very compassionate. So similarly, everything was existing from every time, but depends on the degree it comes out from each person, maybe different. So in the Kali Yuga, more people are having all these anarthas more, like, you know, that we read the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, no? That in the Kali Yuga, people are very short-lived. They are, you know, they quarrelsome, alpaisu, manda buddhi, so all these things. So, but in the Satya Yuga, these are very, very less, but it was still there. It was still there.
Hare Krishna. So we understand that the percentage of number of people were lesser who had such qualities, and the pious qualities were more, is how what we understand.
Pious qualities were more.
Devotees were more then, and today it is the opposite. That's how we understand, Prabhu.
Correct.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
But the one good thing about the Kali Yuga is, what is that? What is the good quality of Kali Yuga?
That
Chanting.
by taking it, rename,
Like, you know,
that's
you
the
don't have to
simplest
sit and
yagya.
meditate for many thousands of years. Yeah. Asti eka mahan guna. The Sukadeva Goswami says that Asti eka mahan guna. There is only one good quality in the Kali Yuga. And what is that good quality? That if you chant the holy names of the Lord, you get Krishna.
You get Krishna easily.
We are in Kali Yuga now. We got the human form. We got to know the association of the devotees. We got to know chanting. So we have to chant and go back.
Prabhuji, in Gaur Kali Yuga, I understand the people's age will be 25 years old and then they'll be very short. Is it true?
It is told in the Shastras, it's predicted in the Kali Yuga, that now we are in the Sandhya of of the Dwapara and Kali Yuga. So we are still in the Sandhya period only. So as the age deteriorates, Prabhupada also, I think, wrote in some of the purports that, after 10,000 years, there won't be any temple or any religion. Okay. So this means not just Krishna consciousness, not just Hinduism, not just in India. It may be all over the world. In all over the world, you can already see very, very less people are interested to go to the mosque or the temple or to the church, whatever it may be. So after 10,000 years, it won't be there. So towards the end of the Kali Yuga, people will live only for 20 years. And all the 6 changes of the body will happen within that 6 years. That's it. Sorry, within the 20 years. Within the 20 years. They will take birth, they will grow, they will stay for some time, they will reproduce, they will the body will deteriorate, and then all the 6 changes will happen within the 20 years.
And then the sun will be also very hot, they say. And then people will start living underground. They say people will start living underground.
Already we are living underground, no? We are like
Nandini and Prashanti Mataji, they are waiting. Huh?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
no problem,
and time is less. We only have 5 minutes. So Nandini Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. You were telling that we are not following the Varnashra Dharmam. See, I am in a Brahminical family, but I have no other option that I have to go for work to take care of my son as a single parent. So if this is not correct, then what is the other option? Or will I proceed? Will I improve in my bhakti? Or what else I should? I don't have any other option. So how to overcome this? And as you said that we can do chanting, but since we know that we are doing this as a Varnashikam, we are not following that, but still I have an option to do chanting, means that will come under the one of the 10 offenses. So I don't know how to proceed further, because we know that if we do chanting, we can reduce all our kleshas.
Okay. So from this thing, don't worry too much about that. Okay. Work for the pleasure of Krishna. That is what is karmane vadigarasya mafale chukarasana. So you should remember that I am working for the pleasure of Krishna, and because there is 2 dharmas. One is your body dharma and your eternal dharma. Your bodily, you are a mother. You have to maintain the family. You have to maintain your son, your children. So you have to work for that. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna that one cannot be idle. One has to work. But that if you work for your own pleasure, then it will bind you in the material world. But if you work for the pleasure of Krishna, then it won't bind you. Okay, in the 3.9 Bhagavad Gita, 3.9 or 10, if you can go and check this sloka. So work for the pleasure of Krishna. There's nothing wrong. We are also working. I am also working. It's not that I'm like exalted punyatma, something that I renounced everything. No, I'm also working. I have a family. I have to maintain. That is my duty as the Varnashrama. I am a grihastha. I have to maintain that family. But at the same time, try to please Krishna. Have a deity in the house. Chant more. Take initiation from a guru. Serve the temple. Serve the congregation. Serve the deities at home. Have a Krishna conscious home. That is enough to go back home, back to work. You don't worry about your Varna and Ashrama. Varna and Ashrama is only a stepping stone. Don't think that because you ought to be there, do this thing, then only I'll attain Krishna. Like, Varnashrama Dharma is a stepping stone only. Stepping stone, what is the stepping stone? Like when there is rain and there is a water puddle, you want to cross, then you put a stone, like you just step on that and then you cross. That is like Varnashram.
Okay.
You won't be standing on the stepping stone for a long time. So follow your principles for your whatever that is for your body, and at the same time practice Krishna consciousness very seriously. Then the Lord will take. You don't have to worry too.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thanks a lot for clarifying it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Last question, Prashanti Mataji. We have very less time.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It's a very small doubt. So actually, Narada gave the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya to Dhruva Prabhuji, Dhruva Maharaj. So why Narada did not give Hare Krishna mantra, Prabhuji?
See, the acharyas, they know to what period to give what mantra. Okay. So that Prahlad Maharaj was chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sorry, Dhruva Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj was chanting Om Namo Narayana. So the acharyas, they know to whom to give what mantra. Okay. So we have to follow the instructions of the acharya. So we are following the instructions of our acharyas. Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And all our Purvacharyas also, like, from Madhavendra Puri, Ishvara Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, Goswami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, all the acharyas, they are following this, so we should follow. That's it. Like, for example, we should follow blindly the Guru. That's it. If you follow them, then you will attain the perfection of your life. If you think, oh, why I have to chant this mantra, why I can't chant this mantra, that mantra, then it may be detrimental to our Krishna consciousness. There is some different, like, from Buddha. When Buddha came in the 6th century, he gave some mantra. I forgot that one. What is that? Buddham. Oh, I forgot that. The Buddhists, they chant this mantra. Saranam Gacchami.
Buddham Saranam Gacchami.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Buddha gave that. Saranam Gacchami.
Yeah. So these all are like, for some period, some mantras are given, but the Maha Mantra is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is given in all the Shastras. That is one Purana says, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti some sloka.
Snodasagam Namnam,
yeah, that's sloka. So if you chant this mantra, it brings all the good qualities, the perfection in you. So the acharyas knows, like, for example, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada time that the people are chanting 64 rounds. Now are you ready to chant 64 rounds? No. We can't chant 64 rounds. Okay, so Prabhupada gave 16 rounds. So we are following 16 rounds. Like that.
Thank you.
Acharyas, they know what to do at what time, depends on the age and time. Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very interesting question answer session.
Thank
you
very
very
much,
much,
Maji,
here.
Thank you very much, Maji.
Thank you.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna to everyone.
Hare Krishna.